Hey, welcome back. We are talking with the CEO and founder of Axon about a story that means a lot to the economy for Arizona immediately, and it has rippling effects. So thanks for doing this, Rick.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Let's first of all talk about what happened. Axon, I'm going to lay it out. Tell me if I'm wrong. Axon went to the city council. You got approval 7-0 in planning, 5-2 at the city council to build your world headquarters in Scottsdale. You rezone the property, get ready to break ground, and all of a sudden, they made you stop. What happened?
Yeah, well, what happened is we started noticing there were all these petitioners that were out getting people to sign a petition. That was kind of murky, but it was against, the zoning on our property because it's going from industrial to mixed use, so we can have hotel, restaurants, and apartments. Basically, we learned that what was behind this, there was a California union called Unite Here. We had a phone call with them, said, hey, why are you guys petitioning against us out in Arizona? And they basically said, well, that's not us. It's Unite. It's Worker Power, which is like their political wing. And then they said, look, we want you to sign a deal, a neutrality agreement that will allow us to unionize your place. And we said, okay, well, we'll consider that, but we like your assurance that you're going to stop petitioning against us. And they said, well, we can't do anything about that. I said, well, why would we sign this agreement? Well, if you don't sign it, maybe bad things will happen. And so we found that pretty insulting. Anyways, we said, no, we're not going to sign this agreement. And so they came out in full force. And then the day they submitted all the petitions, there are some locals. There's a guy named Bob Littlefield who's been the face of this thing. And he's saying that, oh, no, there's no union involvement here. But if you look at their press release, Worker Power put out a press release basically spiking the ball. Yep, that was us. They bragged. They drove the Coyotes out of Arizona with the same tactic. They're doing this to another pro sports team now, as well as other major development deals. And this basically makes Arizona a very unfriendly place to do business because it's unpredictable. And what's happening is these unions, basically, they want to shake down every major zoning deal to force Arizona's a right to work state where you don't have to join a union. So now they're trying to hold hostage deals to make employers agree to unionize, which I think is terrible for Arizona. But most importantly, this puts our whole project at risk. And it's not, people say, oh, it's Scottsdale residents. It was not. 2/3 of the petitioners came from out of state. 93% of the signatures were bought and paid for.
And also, for the rest of Arizona and other industry, why would a business come here, spend the time and the money to buy the land, to get the rezoning, to do the due diligence with a city council, only to have somebody come in, get petitions signed, and have the risk of still not being able to open their business?
Yeah, business likes predictability, and that's why Florida a few years ago passed a law that solves this problem, and Texas has too. There, they consider that zoning cases are administrative, meaning you let the elected officials do their job. It's not a change in the law, it's administrative, and administrative cases don't go to referendums. So we're actually working with legislators in the state capitol that have put forth a bill that'll make Arizona competitive. It'll basically say we're going to stop these shenanigans, that zoning cases would be treated as administrative. And if that bill goes through, it's very simple. That bill goes through, it saves our project, and it prevents all these shakedowns in the future, and it'll tell the world that Arizona is open for business. And if we don't, then it likely drives us out of the state and makes it very hard to attract other companies.
I know you started your company, you and one other person here in Arizona. You're an Arizona guy, Chaparral High School, and you don't want to leave. So the call to action for me is, what do you want the viewers to do? What can they do to help you if they believe in your project and they believe in your plan?
They should call their state legislators, or if you live in Scottsdale, call your city councilor and say, keep Axon in Arizona. Let them know you want to. Or you can go to our website. Let me look that one up here. I think it's savearizonafuture.com. And you can get some instructions there on how to support us. But look, we're in the fight of our lives right now. This bill has been controversial. There's a lot of people making noise. And at the end of the day, this is like, do we want Arizona to be friendly for business? Look, I'm in San Francisco as we speak. I'm having a board meeting today. And you're the first person who's going to hear this. We had a 500,000 square foot advanced manufacturing site. We were ready to sign 2 weeks ago in the East Valley in Arizona, 1,500 jobs. As of today, my board has directed we can't keep waiting. So that's gone. That's going to go out of state. Next is the headquarters. We're going to be talking about that this afternoon. I will tell you the board is very concerned. We've got politicians making, a lot of derogatory statements. It's not good for our brand. And there's a lot of concern about how much of my time is going to this. The board views this as a distraction.
Yep.
They know I'm passionate about Arizona. They think I'm being too emotional. They're like, Rick, why are you wasting so much of your time on this when you've got Florida and Texas rolling out the red carpet and tax incentives? So we got to get this solved fast. I'm fighting as hard as I can.
Rick, I appreciate the time. I wish you the best, and hopefully this is going to work out in your favor. But it's good talking to you.
Well, I'm a fighter, man. I want to get it done. We'll know in the next couple months, though, because I'm getting told it's time to wrap it up and either make a decision one way or the other.
All right, we'll be right back.